Hi, this is Michelle Yamazaki from Tool Farm, and I want to show you a little project I've been working on. I'm doing some visual effects for a film, Seven Stones, directed by Tom Norton. And my role on the film is visual effects supervisor, and little things have popped up that weren't originally planned. For example, this shot here of this the actor is holding a bunny, but it's a stuffed bunny. Other scenes had a live bunny. I was asked if I could paint ears on the bunny because the live bunny had ears sticking up, and also the fake bunny didn't have an eyeball. So what I ended up doing was taking a still photo, which was shot by Dan Irving, who's the still photographer for the shoot, and taking it into Photoshop and just masking out the background. And I didn't need the whole body. As you can see, the bunny is kind of in the bottom of the shot. The bunny is not at all the focus of this. We want the viewer to be looking at the actor.
Boys being turned into soldiers, being taught how to kill. You just had to do something.
So what I ended up doing was taking it into Mocha. This is Mocha right here. And let me just go back to the first frame and I'll just kind of run you through what I did. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the Create Bezier layer tool. I'm just masking out the bunny here. And it's, I don't have to be very accurate, really. Basically, I just want to track the movement. It's not a shape replacement. It's just a tracking the movement shot. So once I have that trace, I'm going to go to track here and just let it run. You can see it's doing a really great job just following along on the footage. Let me let that go for a moment. Now this is a pretty long shot, and normally what you'd probably want to do is wait until the shot is cut into the film so you don't have to do the whole thing. I had some time to kill on the set between scenes and all that, so I just decided to do the whole thing. And what I'd want to do then, after I have my data, is click Export Tracking Data, and I can copy that to my clipboard, or I can save the file and import it. So let me go back over to After Effects here. Here's the full photo. As you can see, it's pretty darn grainy. Let me go back a little bit. It was pretty dark on the set for the scenes. A lot of these scenes were night scenes. So this is the shot that I just basically cut them out in Photoshop. I used a special brush so that I could keep the fur and all that. Now because I didn't need a ton of detail, it worked out really well. Alright, so I brought the bunny with the alpha into my shot. Here's the shot of the actor DJ. And then I brought the bunny in and I matched him up over top of the layer. Now I've got quite a few effects on here, so let me turn off these effects. Yeah, a lot of effects here. Alright, so as you can see, the bunny doesn't match the scene at all, but that's fine. Alright, so what I ended up doing was taking the bunny and placing it in my shot, and then creating a null object, and I pasted all of that tracking data to that null object. I removed the anchor point settings and just reset them, and then I parented the bunny layer to the null object. I positioned the bunny where I needed to in the shot, and then watch, I'll play the shot here a minute. Now the bunny is looking very stiff here, right? And of course it doesn't match the shot. Alright, so I applied some effects to the bunny. And again, we're trying to take emphasis away from the bunny and put it more on the actor. Now this shot's very dark too. So what I did was I turned down the brightness and contrast and added hue saturation to take down the master saturation. I took down the brightness and contrast quite a bit. And then I used Color Matcher. Color Matcher is part of Red Giant Key Correct. And I choose my target layer, which is the bunny movie, and I set the strength all the way up to 100. You can see when I turn it down, I'll turn it back up. And what this will do is put it in the same color range as the shot that I'm targeting, which is the bunny shot. It's still a little sharp here, so I added a bit of a box blur, just a touch of box blur. It's pretty low. You can really only notice it when you're in full. Let me zoom in here. I did add a bit of Edge Finder. Edge Finder is another from Key Correct, and when I toggle this on and off, you can see what it does. I'll solo it and you can see how it's finding the edges, and I have it coloring the outline of the dark brown. It looks almost black, but it is dark brown, and I have it set to the alpha channel, so that's hiding the highlights around the edge. I put edge blur on that too. Edge blur is another that's in key correct, just to soften the edges. And then I did a match grain. This one probably isn't all that noticeable, but I wanted it to match the grain of the original shot. Let me turn everything back on here. Now that looks pretty good. I also added just a masked black solid layer over top just to kind of fade it back a little bit. Now that looks like it's a little much. I'm going to take back the opacity a little bit more. So when I play this now, the bunny looks great. As far as matching the shot, it matches in really well. However, it's a little stiff. So what I ended up doing was applying the puppet tool to the bunny's ears and a little bit to the nose. You can see the points here, and I added several keyframes for the puppet tool. And it's just moving the ears back and forth. Now, it may not be realistic as far as how a bunny's ears actually move, but I wanted it to be very subtle and just give the bunny a little bit of movement so it didn't look so fake like a photo, which it is. And I'm not going to go into how the puppet tool moves here, but just take a look at the manual. And lastly, now the color correction has not been done on the final product yet, so I'm just running a few tests. They want to bring it more into a blue family, so I tried a few different Magic Bullet Looks settings. I'm using Magic Bullet Looks 2. Here are a couple of examples. Now this is great because it also helps composite the shot a bit more, matching colors and that kind of thing. Once we decide on a look, I'll probably be using it over a lot of the film, on the nighttime shots especially.
Boys being turned into soldiers, being taught how to kill. Boys being turned into soldiers, being taught how to kill.
So there you go. That's how I created a moving bunny from a still picture for the film 7 Stones. Thanks for watching.